Welcome back. In case you're joining us, we have the beautiful Gladys Musyoki, a procurement expert, a businesswoman, a mother, a Christian. She wears many hats and she wears them beautifully. And so far we've been talking about, creation of wealth, how you take the steps as a young person to get to either where she is or even further. We talked about your idea, creating that business plan, getting a mentor, and we're going to go right into everything else in between. I'm trying to extract as much information out of her as possible. Wow, Gladys, let's talk about family. Yes, I think that's a topic I wasn't sure whether to dwell into it, but I think I'd love to know your family dynamics and see how your own family from where you come from and the family that you have has impacted the woman you are today.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so as I talked beginning about my mother was a teacher.
Yes.
And she was an entrepreneurial woman. She was a businesswoman.
Yes.
She was a pastor. She was a farmer. So I can actually say the person who I am today is actually because of my mother.
Yes.
Because I have passion in farming. I just love to experiment on many things.
Yes.
And that I got from my mother.
Yes. Yes.
So as my family, I'm married with two children. Yes. And I also aspire just to be like my mom or even more. Because she was an amazing woman.
Yes.
She was an amazing woman.
Yes.
Yeah, so for families, what I would like to say is that as parents now, I think it's very important that as we bring up our children, it's important to teach them about especially whatever we have or especially whatever business we are engaging in. It's really important to engage our children, especially when they come of age.
Yes.
Because you find that in Africa, what I see is that most families, you find that there are some families who've really worked hard, created wealth for themselves, but immediately that generation goes, you find like maybe the father, the mother is no longer there. You just find everything disappears.
It's true.
Everything is gone. So I would encourage us parents to really engage our children, let them know what we are doing, let them be part of it. Yes, so that they don't have to really maybe engage in formal employment. If it's possible, if you are somebody who is really well established, then get your children on board. Yes, let them be part of that. Then you find that now that is how you create generational wealth. Yes, because once your parents are not there, you are able to run the family to the next, the great and great grandchildren. Yeah, so for me, I think that is very key to really engage children. Yes.
All right. So I feel like obviously that inspiration from your mom and now the mom you are today to your kids and the step that you're taking. So what are some of these things you wish could have been different for you, and what are the things that you're doing now that are ensuring that there's a very thin line between what you've just talked about, involving your kids in creating generational wealth, and those kids who are just spoiled and they know mommy has this and daddy has this. How do you balance that?
I think it's important, especially when we are raising our kids, important to show them about how to get everything. You don't, for example, if a child asks, they want, especially like if your child is grown and maybe asking for pocket money, start giving them chores in the house for them to earn that money. For example, maybe if they can wash your car, maybe they can do house chores. I'm not saying that you should pay your kids to do house chores, but it's just a way of learning and mentoring them to know that you have to earn. You have to earn your living. And then, for example, when you have your kids, so maybe you've turned 18 years, it's really important now that they start learning how to account their money. For example, I can say that if you are going shopping with your kids, it's important maybe before you leave the house, you tell them, okay, maybe this is 1,000, this is for you for shopping. Such that when you're, for example, you're in the supermarket, your kids start saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. Yes. But you see, the minute you give them that
The
1,000.
responsibility,
Yes.
yes.
They know that I use this and
Yes,
that's it. I don't have
yes,
it. So
yes.
that start having that
Yes.
culture of, you know,
Yes.
you have to earn for your
Yes,
living,
yes.
and then you also have to learn savings. Yeah. For example, I can talk about my daughter. My daughter, she would tell me, Mom, I want this, I want this, I want this. But once we started giving her money, we
Right.
tell her, this is your money for the week.
For the week, yes, yes.
I can tell you she's just started changing, because she knows the minute she finished this, then there's no more.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that culture of really engaging children and just making them know that life is not easy. Yes, and everything you have to really have account for it. Yeah. So I think that is important
Wonderful.
in the family. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So let me take you a little back
Yes.
from our first session on the journey of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
What are some of these secrets that you can give a person who has done all the things we've talked about?
Yes.
They have found their mentor, they have everything apart from the finances. Do you have some tips on finances?
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe, okay, apart from finances also, I would tell, as human beings, I know we believe in a supreme being. For Christian, for me, I believe in God.
Yes.
Some, they could be Allah, or
Yes.
depending on what.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think it's so important to just have that that belief in believe in God, because that's where you get your wisdom.
Yes.
That's where you get your guidance in terms of how to. Because once now you have the money, you
Yes.
have the plan,
Yes.
you want to do the business. Sometimes it's just important to just have this wisdom, this believe, this God to trust in, because it always guides us in what we need to do. Yes. So it's important to just have that trust.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So trust in God.
Yeah, trust in God. It's
And
very
what
important.
about trust in bank?
No,
Yeah,
yes.
like what I'm trying to get at is, like you said, a lot of us have ideas,
Yes.
but our credit score
Yes.
is not good enough.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't even understand that
Yes.
aspect of finances.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe even not from an expert's perspective, but as a woman in business, what are some of the things that a young person can do? Like your daughter, now she's learned how to save, opening that bank account when, if not younger, when you hit 18. What are some of those steps that one can take so that one day they're able to access finances?
So of course the most important thing is that once you've, it's important to have an account, a bank account, and it's also important to try and be consistent in saving, because once you have that business plan and present to a bank, the first of all they'll have to see your bank, your bank statement,
bank
how
statement.
you've been
Yes,
operating.
yes.
So that is very key, because the minute they see that this is somebody who's been consistent, it doesn't matter how much, because again, your
Yes.
saving, your borrowing will depend on your on your credit worth.
Credit worth.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's really important to be consistent. Yeah. And then also as women, we have this chamas.
Chamas, yes. I was hoping you'd say that.
We have these chamas,
Yes.
which really do help a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you are also, even young people, they can still even just form just small groups where they can save as a group and be able to just do whatever business they want to engage in. Yes.
All right. What about property? I know, again, a lot of us, we could have never dreamt of owning properties until now, when we are like, and then you hear stories of 22-year-olds who have their first 50 by 100.
Yes.
I mean, and it's not like you have to wait to reach a certain point in your life to be able to do this. Again, I'm trying to borrow from you because also you had to work really hard, you know, in employment and maybe save some money and start what you're starting. But I'm sure you have an aerial view of, I wish this young person can do ABCD. And I'm gearing into property, insurance, all these things that don't have to cost so much. What can you tell these people?
Especially for the young people,
Yes.
I would really encourage them to have a saving culture. Because it's especially, you know, when you are young, you're able to save. But you see, we have a lot of young people who really love a lot of partying,
Yes,
you know, doing,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
But I wish they could learn the culture of saving, because we have this passive
Yes.
way of getting money,
Yes, yes, yes.
like the treasury, the bid bonds, those ones.
Mm.
If they can put even 200,000, if they can access that, you know, that is money that will go a long way. Yes, yeah. So I would I would encourage the young people to really have the culture of saving,
Yes.
or even maybe taking insurance, yeah, for their life or
Yes.
for their property.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's really important.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I like that because it's also something I've had to learn very late in life.
Yes.
You know, come up with an education policy, have your life insurance,
Yes.
and this is where you're saying if you secure your current generation,
Yes.
your future generation should be okay.
Yeah.
Because I may not be rich, but if anything happens to me, my kids will fall back on something instead of being sent back to shags. Or, and we hear these stories day in, day out, whereby you find that if one parent unfortunately maybe passes away, they go back to square one. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Coming now back to probably where you are, what is the importance of also spousal, not even spousal, even when you're dating a person or you're thinking of getting into a relationship with a person, we all know that there's a lot of I can't date, especially for girls. They're like, no, I have to date a guy who is earning a certain amount of money, he's in driving a car, and also the guy will be like, I'm going to struggle now, and the minute I get my money, you're out. You know, you'll be, you know, this whole fight, yeah. But what are some of these things that also young people, when they're getting into dating, should they look at financially, which is very overlooked? People don't think, what are his financial goals, or what are financial goals? What does she want? What are, again, yes.
For the young people, especially when you are dating and maybe dating with the intention of maybe settling down,
yes,
it's really important to get somebody who you have the same values, who almost you have the same, maybe, I don't want to call it ambition, but you know, goals in life.
Yes.
Because if you are two very different people,
Yeah.
you want to do this one want to do it, then it becomes very, very difficult.
Yes.
But what I want to talk more about is about the girl.
Yes.
Yes. I don't
Yes.
think the girl should start looking at, I want to get this,
Yes.
married to this rich man, or I want a person who drives, because we can do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
We can do that.
Yes.
The mind is very powerful.
Yes.
I want to talk about Dr. Caroline Leaf. Is a neurosurgeon and a mental expert.
Wow.
And she talks about neuroplasticity, which basically means the brain grows and brain can be driven.
Yes.
As in, you can actually tell your brain
Yes.
what you really want.
Yes. Yes.
So actually, with the world right now, there's a lot of negativity.
Very
There's a lot
true.
of toxicity.
Yes. Yes.
But it's just what you want. What do you want exactly?
Yes.
So for a girl, I will tell them what you think that this man has, you can actually get that. Yes. You don't have to depend on anybody. Yes. And also for the boys, for nowadays, we've really focused so much on the girl child until we are finding also our young boys are a bit lost.
No, it's true.
Yeah, it's a bit lost. Actually, the life is, I think, the other way right now. Yes. So for the young people, really, they just need to be focused. They just need to be consistent. Yes. And once you focus that this is what I want to do, you'll be able to achieve.
Yes.
It's not, and as I said before, life is incremental.
Yes.
Yes. It's not about thinking that this is what I want to achieve and you get it today or tomorrow.
No.
It's just about having your goals and breaking them down and just working towards them.
Yes.
So the young people should not start looking for shortcuts. Because we want to enter into maybe some business, some deals, because we want to make money quickly.
Yes.
But again, we know for sure the money that you get quickly also disappears fast.
as quickly.
As quickly, yeah.
Yes.
So it's just important to be focused. Yes. Work on your business idea. Be consistent. get mentorship.
Yes.
Yes, and
Yes.
then you'll be able to achieve
And
whatever
no-
you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
No shortcuts.
No shortcuts. Yes.
AKA here in Kanairo, we call
Yeah.
it wash wash.
Yes, that's the word I was avoiding to use.
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
We are allowed because we speak the same language that the
Yeah.
youth will understand.
Yes, yes.
All
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I can see another book here. This is Procurement Simplified. And I know this is your personal work.
Yeah, this is my personal.
Yeah, could you tell us about the drive behind it and
Yes.
what it's all about?
Yeah, so now, as I said, during COVID, when we were actually writing this book, then I
Yes.
thought, I've been in procurement for the last 20 years. I think it's high time for me to share my knowledge,
Yes,
to share my
yes.
expertise.
Yes.
But my reason for writing that book is
Yes.
actually for the small and medium-sized companies. Yes, just to show them that procurement is an additional value. It's not a cost center.
Yes.
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 For example, what I can give is, if you look at schools, you'll find that maybe the principal or the bursar is the one who's doing everything for the
Yes,
school.
yes.
But you see, if they can put structures and processes in place, then you'll find that even there'll be so much cost savings, such that even parents sometimes don't need to pay
Yes.
what we pay.
It's true.
Yes,
It's true.
yes.
Yes.
So I really want to just get into those small, even institutions,
Yes.
small farms,
Yes.
medium farms,
Yes.
that just to encourage them and to just show them that with a structured procurement, you can do a lot of
Wonderful,
savings. Yes.
wonderful. And I
Yeah.
think this is amazing because it talks to other people who have not, like I would buy and read this
Yes.
in hopes that by the time I get to, to run a company, I'm equipped instead of thinking of going to get a degree like you did twice.
It's very true. It's very
Yes.
true. This book is actually can be read by anybody. It
Yes.
doesn't have to be a procurement person.
Yes.
Because generally I just talk about how a business, what is a business, and then just building to how you can save in terms of the procurement process.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So now, maybe you can tell our audience where they can get both of these books.
So at the moment,
Yes.
I'm in social media, that's Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Yes.
I also have a till number.
Okay, you're
Yes.
using the same name
Yes,
on
Gladys.
all the
Yes,
platforms?
all the platform I use Gladys
Yes,
Musyoki.
Gladys
Yes,
with a
Musyoki.
C-E.
Yes, yes.
Musyoki.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and I have a till number.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you can tell
Yes,
us.
my till number is 9592929.
9592929.
Yes.
Of course. So do you place the order online or is there a number also they can use to reach to you?
Yes, once somebody reaches me on social media, then there is I'm able to, or once they pay,
Yes.
I'm able to deliver.
To dispatch it.
To dispatch it.
All
yes.
right.
And also,
Yes.
I'm working on having them in the bookstores. So
Yes.
very soon I'll be communicating on the same.
Yes, when
Yes.
you launch
Yeah.
it, let
Yeah.
us know.
Yeah.
We'll come to support you.
Thank
but
you.
like I said, I'm already going to get myself a copy of this.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. So, Gladys Musyoki, what are your final words? And I want you to think of talking to maybe a younger Gladys or a Gladys who maybe didn't have the privilege of that amazing community, the siblings, the farm, because I feel like you created so many beautiful memories, as a child in the farm.
Yes.
But what can you tell that young Gladys out there in terms of the journey you've taken all around?
Okay.
Yes.
So for me, I'll tell the young person that all what we need is just to have the right mindset. It doesn't matter the environment that you're growing in. It doesn't matter the place that you are in. We just need to be focused. Yeah, because sometimes maybe you feel that maybe where you've grown or you do not have, maybe you're not, the conditions around you are not favorable.
Yes.
No, it doesn't matter where you are. It's actually about the mind.
Yes.
As long as you put your mind that this is what I want to do, as long as you get yourself in the right group, yes, in the right group, and
Yes.
yeah, then it's possible.
That's amazing.
Yes,
That's
yes,
amazing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
also, I think what I have learned from you, maybe you didn't speak it out per se, but it's how beautifully you wear your hats. Some you keep hidden, and but you said it out loud. Consistency. Gladys at home, Gladys at church, Gladys at work. is the same Gladys. You're going to meet
Yes.
with the same values, integrity, and everything in between, and with a journey to take.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to our show. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, and thank you for just gracing us with your time.
Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I cannot add any more than that, but what I have learned is that it doesn't matter what environment you're in, change your mindset or keep your mindset positive so that tomorrow, you never know, things change. Gladys was up in Mashinani in a farm, and here she is doing everything she's doing. What if she kept her mind closed down and said, okay, I'm going to follow everything the other girls are doing, the other girls my age. Parents, support your kids. Kids, get mentors. Write down. Have a saving culture. Those are just some of the gems of wisdom we have attained today. If you have a story to share, feel free to reach us on our social media pages at Y254 or Maureen YT2 on my Instagram, and we'll be happy to host you. I've been your host again, Maureen YT2. What a wonderful evening. Until next time, have a good night.